we are spirited beings. Everybody here believes that we are spirits living inside a human body. Yeah. Try to wrap your brain around this. Imagine for a moment that human beings are not the only spirited beings. Imagine that the earth is a spirited being. Think about that for a second. We as spirits in the spirit realm, we choose to come to earth as human beings, and we embody a human body, and we experience creation through human bodies. What if spirits are able to encompass other beings, such as the earth?
As an inanimate object.
Is the earth inanimate? The big spiritual discovery that I had last night is while I was meditating. And it's my favorite meditation. It always was my favorite meditation, but now it's really my favorite meditation. I would always listen to it, and I would always feel good after it. I always felt, rejuvenated, felt like everything was in sync. It was really good. Last night, I felt something that I've never felt before. And it was even better than I even knew existed. So the meditation, it starts out, and I lie down and close my eyes while I'm doing this meditation. It starts out, is everybody familiar with the 7 chakras? I know you are, but are you guys familiar with the 7 chakras in the body?
No.
Okay. So the chakras, there's, just to quickly explain it, there's 7 different chakras in the body. Your root, then your genital area, your stomach, your heart, your throat, your mouth, and the top of your head. Okay. The 7 chakras are, I don't even want to speak to it as an expert because I'm not an expert on them, but they are different levels of things. I don't even know if you can experience or explain it better than I can.
Not fully. All I could say is that each one is.
Are they independent of the other, or
They just serve different purposes within your body.
so that would make them independent of the other?
No, because we're all one, right? I mean, we're not independent of each other, so we're not independent of creation. Everything's one.
Well,
So,
the
but
thing is that they can be, but they're not supposed to be. Like, because each one of the chakras has its own color, because each chakra has its own frequency, and frequencies have colors. Like red has a certain frequency, and so that's what they had for them. And all of the 7 chakras frequencies have the colors of the rainbow.
right, starting Roy G. Biv, starting with red,
Right.
all the way to purple,
I
violet.
see. Is that the same as aura?
No, your aura is outside of you.
Yeah. And that also would be the thing, if you love thyself, then in harmony with yourself, it'd be the same thing as what you were saying with the rainbow.
The colors of the rainbow,
prism.
the chakras are in
your own chakras
harmony.
would be light for yourself spiritually.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. So when your chakras are in harmony, the human body experiences bliss. Okay. So this meditation, first it starts out with you taking a beam of light from your core and pushing it down through Mother Earth, through everything, and anchoring this beam of light to the core of Earth. Okay? So I would always lay down, my eyes closed, and I would picture myself pushing a beam of light down, going through Earth and connecting to the core. And then it tells you to feel the magnetic energy that the Earth is giving you through this beam that you've anchored into. And then it tells you take a beam of light from your core and send it up through the upper chakras and anchor to the sun. And then receive magnetic energies from the sun into your body. Okay. Now, I would picture myself, I would visualize myself doing this. I would visualize sending this beam of white light down to the earth, sending this beam of white light, and, you know, it's tingling all the chakras. And so I would imagine this. So normally I would just visualize myself with my eyes closed, visualize myself sending this beam of light through my chakras, and it would sparkle all the chakras down to earth, in the core of earth. And then I would visualize sending this beam of light through my upper chakras, connecting to the sun, feeling energies. And I always felt something. There was always something there. It felt good, you know. Last night, starting this meditation, I wasn't able to close my eyes and visualize this happening. I couldn't visualize it. I had to keep my eyes open because I was feeling it. I wasn't picturing it happening. It was happening. I sent the beam of light from my core down into the earth, anchored into the core of earth, and then when she says, feel the magnetic energies coming back up, when that happened, I instantly felt my cells in my body, every cell in my body, in harmony. I felt that. Every cell in my body stopped doing what it was doing and focused its attention on me. It was like they were all standing in formation, saluting me, awaiting orders. Never felt that before. It's pretty incredible. My body was in a pure meditated state. I've never experienced that before. And then I felt the beam of white light going through my upper chakras and anchoring to the sun and feeling the sun. And then again, I felt the cells in my body harmonizing with that. I was anchored to the earth and to the sun. And then it tells you to push out your aura in front of you, push out your aura behind you, push it above you, below you, to the sides, and extend your aura out. And then from the energies you're receiving from the earth and the sun, your aura lighting up. And I felt that. I always visualize myself pushing my aura out and expanding it, and I always felt that I was, you know, lighting my aura with the energies, but it was just me visualizing it happening. Last night, it happened. I felt it actually happen. Pretty incredible.
Can I expand on that as well, Travis?
Absolutely.
Okay. I 100% agree with that meditation. I have been meditating like that probably since I first started getting interested into spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 or 6 years ago now is when I started experimenting with it. And how I do my meditation is that I don't necessarily do it every night, but what I do is I like to go on 3 or 4 day long fast where I won't eat. I'll drink just clear liquids, and that is it. And I tend to, I like to camp when I do it to get away from absolutely everything. But I'll meditate for 4 or 5 hours straight, and I visualize the same exact thing almost. I have mine as where I'll be laying directly down flat on my back, and I visualize pushing all negative energies, from my head, tips of my fingers all the way down to the bottom of my toes, and then I pull all the positive energy from the ground and bring it directly up into my heart and into my soul. I've been doing that for about 5 or 6 years now, and it was just, as you were saying, probably 4 months ago is when I was first able to feel it and sense it. Normally it's just been visualization, or I've just been like focusing like as hard as I can, and it was just, probably 2 months ago, when I was, staying here for a little while, that I had left for 3 days, and I had gone up north to go camping, and I had done it, and it was the same exact thing. I wasn't able to close my eyes, and I just lay there and I pushed everything out, and when I brought it back in, like it, I'm not afraid to say that that I've experimented with drugs before, and it was a higher feeling than I have ever had from any substance,
Yeah.
or from any alcohol, or from anything ever in my life.
Absolutely. When you can feel the cells in your body focusing on you, I can't even explain the feeling.
Pure bliss.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's really amazing. So then this meditation takes you to, well, let me plant a seed first. Anchoring to the earth, anchoring to the sun. Everybody here agrees that we are spirited beings. Yes, we chose, how I view it is we chose to come to this earth, and we embodied a human body as a vessel to experience creation. What if there are spirits that can use other vessels than the human body? What if the earth is a spirited being? What if the sun is a spirited being? And instead of choosing to come to earth as a human body, a spirit chose or was selected to experience creation as the earth, as the sun, as Jupiter, as Mars, as Venus. Let that swirl around for a little bit. So the next part of this meditation is it takes you to, you're in space, and it takes you to your sun. Not the sun of our solar system, but the sun that you like to go to, wherever that is in the universe. And you enter the sun, and in the sun there's these rooms. There's rooms of crystals and things like that. There's a room that you go to, it's kind of like a crystal park, and there's a crystal bench. And you lay down on this crystal bench, and you can feel the energies rising from this crystal bench. And so, again, I would always lay there with my eyes closed, and I would imagine myself, visualize myself laying on this bench, feeling its energies, and it felt good. Last night, I couldn't close my eyes, I didn't visualize it. I felt myself lying on this bench, and I physically felt the energies that I was receiving from the sun through this bench. And then the meditation goes through, this is a chakra cleansing, where you have the archangels, like, you talk about the different, when we talk about multiple creators or, multiple higher levels, that's what I believe to be the archangels. The archangels. Well, no, the archangels were created by God as another, a level below God in the command structure, I guess. So you're lying on this bench, and she tells you that these archangels come to you while you're lying on this bench. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Arya, and probably about a dozen archangels gather around you. And so I'd always visualize these archangels surrounding me. Last night, lying on this bench with my eyes open, the archangels surrounded me. And then what the meditation does is the archangels heal your chakras. Starting from the root chakra, at the base of your spine, they put their hands over the base of your spine, and the red light of this chakra lights up. And then you feel the energy from your root chakra, and you push it out into all space and time. And they go through this, through each of the chakras, okay, one at a time, the different colors. And I'm always visualizing, okay, here's my red, and I'm sending my red out to all of space and time. Last night, my red was going through space and time. So they do the root, the red. They do the genital area, the orange. The solar plex, yellow. The heart, green. The throat, light blue. The mouth, indigo. Top of the crown of the head, purple. And so they go through this. And now back to stars and planets being spirited beings. Here's the discovery. Maybe they're not a single spirit that embodies them like a human body, but it's a level of consciousness. Okay? Consciousness is becoming aware of what we really are. We're already halfway there through this discussion. We believe, we've talked about the divine energy, God, and it creating creation, us being extensions of that divine energy. And consciousness is us being aware that that's the truth, that exists, that's how things are. That there is a divine creator, there is a divine intelligence, there is a divine energy that created everything. We are pieces of that, and we are connected to that. We are all one with that.
Are you saying the sun and all the planets are conscious of themselves?
Yes, I am. I'm saying that from the divine energy, because all of creation is from the divine energy, right?
Yeah.
That divine energy is conscious. Yeah. Therefore, everything in creation, because it is a piece of that divine energy, everything in creation is conscious. I'm not saying that everything is a spirited being. I'm not saying a tree is a spirited being, although it may be. I accept that possibility. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying a rock is a spirited being. I don't think it is. But it does contain consciousness. It is at a level of consciousness. Because everything is consciousness.
I'm not sure I buy that, because I believe the consciousness of what and who you are is because of the soul that humans have. Nothing else has soul.
Right.
Not even pets.
You have to have the intelligence to be able to recognize the consciousness. And I'm going to want your help going through this, because you and I feel the same thing here. To a certain extent, at least. Something has to have, a spider has consciousness. But the spider doesn't know, it's not intelligent enough to know what it is. So consciousness is different from physical intelligence. Okay? Spiders aren't capable of reaching that consciousness, being aware of themselves and what they really are, which is a spider is a piece of God, right? We all agree to that? It was created from the same energy, the divine energy, the only energy that exists, that created everything, I'll say. There are different types of energy, but it all comes from the divine energy.
I disagree. To me, as us for individuals, we're conscious, but what is different about other animals is we know our mortality. Sun, spider, don't. We have no idea they could live, die, still born. That is consciousness.
That's
being
not
aware of your mortality.
That's not how I'm defining consciousness.
Okay.
I'm defining consciousness of being aware that we are all from the divine. We are all created by the divine energy. Consciousness is being aware that we are more than just a human body that's born and dies and that's it. That's consciousness.
I will agree with that.
Being aware.
Yeah.
Now, everything has consciousness. It's capable of consciousness, whether it's awake or not, whether it's in tune with that consciousness. Because everything is unconscious, as we know it, that comes to Earth. We don't remember where we came from. We don't know who we really are. We're having this discussion. I'm telling you, this is my belief. This is how I feel. I don't know this for fact. We don't know where we come from. But we have the intelligence as human beings to think about it and analyze it.
Because
that's consciousness.
it's
Which I don't
basically
believe
it's basically the same thing as a 2 or 3 year old child. They have it, but their brain isn't developed enough to even remember things or be where we are right now. That'd be the same thing as a spider as a 2-year-old. They don't, it's kind of like being blacked out.
The spider isn't conscious of its consciousness,
Right.
if that makes sense. The spider is not aware of its consciousness. It is not awake to its consciousness because it's not capable of reaching that point. It doesn't have the intelligence to become aware of its consciousness, of where it came from. We as human beings are. So that's the difference. However, there are plenty of human beings that walk around unconscious. They don't know where they came from. Right. So just because we have the capability of being conscious doesn't mean we are conscious.